Now let's talk about functions. Till now we have used functions a lot, but now let's learn more about them, what they are and how we can define our own functions. A function is a block of code that you can write once and use repeatedly. In PHP, like JavaScript and Python, the function will not be executed when you run the program unless you call the function. First, we define a function test, and then we write the code here. And as long as we don't call this function, this part of code won't run. So when we want to run that part of the code, we just simply call the function. Now let's talk about the structure of a function. A function starts with the keyword function. Then we write the name of the function here, name of the function. The name of the function is like the name of a variable. It cannot start with a number. It can have alphabets and underscore and numbers in it, no problem. Then we add parentheses here. Let me change the name. Let me change the name to something like test function. Okay. Here we have parentheses and here we have arguments if we have any of them. For example, A, B. We have brackets, and inside the brackets we can have the code here and whatever it does. And then if our function returns something, we use return and whatever that we want to return. Otherwise, functions can be defined like functions it's not necessary for function to return something. If you don't want to return it, then don't return. If it doesn't return anything, then don't use return. But if it does, then use return to return the value you want. And then later when we want to call it, we call it. If there are arguments, we pass the arguments here. And that's the whole structure of a function. Let's talk more in detail about the function arguments. Arguments are these things that are inside these parentheses when we define the function. So let me comment this part out and let's go to function arguments. Arguments are the data we pass to the function in order to be able to use it inside the function. A function can have no arguments like we have defined already, function test. There is no problem with that. It can have one argument, just arg, or it can have as many as you want, arg2, arg3, and so on. And when we run the function, we should pass the arguments that we have defined. For example, here we have defined three arguments. We have to pass 3 arguments here, otherwise we will get an error. For example, let's say test needs 3 arguments. If I pass 1 and 2 here, if I run my code, phpindex.php, it will give me an error, too few arguments to a function test. Here we need 3 arguments, but I passed 2. So we need to pass, but if I pass more than that, for example, if I pass 3 and 4, number 4, because it's not a problem because it's just extra and function doesn't need it, it's not going to use it. You have just passed another argument that is unnecessary. Do you remember about data types when we talked about integer double, and when we talked about a string integer double, we can force that to function arguments. We can specify the data types for each argument. So when we specify the data types, if the value that is passed is not the same, then we will get an error. For example, let's write a function add. This will add A and B, and it will echo A plus B. Now if I want to run this function, if I run it like add 2 and 3, it works fine, no problem. It will run 5. But if I say something like this, it will tell me that it's not possible to add these two because one of them is a string and I have no idea what to do with it. Rather than this, a non-numeric value encountered in 81, we can force the user to pass, we can force the function call to pass only integers or doubles. For example, here, if we want to force the data type, we can pass it before the variable. For example, I want a to be integer and I want b to be integer as well. So now if I run my code, it won't tell me that it was a non-numeric value on 81 and I didn't know what to do that. It says argument 1 passed to add must be a type int. Now the error is more understandable and it's cleaner, and we know what's the issue here. This should be something like 5, and if I do it like this, no problem, 8 pass. Before I specify the data type as integer, if I pass something like 3.5 here, it would know that it is still a number, and it will add both of them, and it would give me like 5 and 3.5 would be 8.5. If I don't force it like this, I should get 8.5. Perfect. But when I specify int, it doesn't give me an error. What it does, it tries to convert whatever you have given to it to an integer. If it had an integer value, it would use the new value that has been converted and then use it in the function. So here, when I pass 3.5, PHP says, okay, this is a number. I can change it to an integer. I will just remove the decimals and it would be 3. Then let's see what happens. It would give me 8 because it has changed 3.5 to 3, and then 5 and 3 would be 8. And it would work with the strings as well. If I pass 5, it would say, okay, I can change this string to a number without an error, no problem. Let's see what happens. 5 and 5, 10. That's the power of PHP. We should be careful with that sometimes, especially when we use integers and doubles. But when we pass strings and it will convert it to integer, it's very powerful. Now let's talk about argument's default value. If a function has an argument, like we've seen here, if I don't pass any data, let me bring it here. If I don't pass any data, it will tell me that this function needs argument. We have passed too few arguments. We haven't passed anything. We can add a default value. It doesn't matter if we have specified data type or not. We can pass some default values. So if the argument was not passed to the function when we call the function, PHP will take these default values and then do its things. So here, for example, I say, okay, if user passed the first value, perfect, use that. But if user did not pass any value, use 2 instead. For B, do the same. If user passed the value, use that value. If user did not pass a value, use 3. So now instead of getting an error, if I run the file, it will give me 5 because here I didn't pass anything. It used 2 and then added 3. If I pass only 1, for example, let me pass the first one, which is 5. Now here it says, okay, in the function call, I see one value, it's 5. I'm going to use it for this, and then 5 plus 3 would be 8. Perfect. Now, it's a good idea to have default values if possible. For example, do you remember we used fput.csv? We said, okay, at first it needs a file, then it needs the array of data, then the separator and enclosure are optional because they have some default value. Now, if we wanted to define a function like fput.csv that has some optional means that we do not need to pass any value if the default value is fine. Like here, this B and A are both optional, but we specified A, so it uses our value for A, and for B it uses the default value. With something like f_put_csv, it was something like that. If we wanted to define a function like f_put_csv, we would write something like write csv to file, and then it would have some arguments. The first one should be a file. Then we could, as I said, specify the data types. I want the second argument to be an array, and this array is the row of data that I want to use. Both of them do not have any default values, but for example, separator, I had a default value of comma, and then for enclosure, for enclosure I had a default value of double quotes, and so on. That's why when we wanted to write CSV to the file, we only needed to pass the first two arguments. The third and the fourth argument were optional, because the function definition was probably something like this. Now let's talk about function return. If your function doesn't return anything, you do not have to specify it. It's not like Java or C that you have to specify that if this function doesn't return anything, I have to call, I think it was void. So your function would be, okay, this function is void, and then the name of the function and so on. But in PHP, if it doesn't return anything, you don't need to do anything. You just do whatever you want here, and it's completely fine. And even if it returns something, again, in Java and C, you have to specify what it returns. But in PHP, you do not need to do that. For example, I can say return here. See, I don't get any error. It doesn't. It's not required to say, okay, this function returns something, and if it returns something, it's a string. You do not need to do any of that. But like the data type for arguments that you didn't need to specify, but there was an option here. If you want to specify the return type, you can. If we want to specify the data types for the return, we can specify it here between the last parenthesis and the first bracket. We can specify it here. We can add a colon, and after the colon we can write a data type. For example, I need it to be integer. As long as we do not call the function, it's not going to give me an error. But the moment I call the function, it's going to throw an error and say, oh, return value of test must be a type of int, but a string were given. But if I change it to like 1, no problem, it's going to run. And if I still had a string and I remove this part, again it's going to run, because I didn't specify a return data type, so it's not going to give me an error. So if you want to be strict about the data types, you have the option in PHP, but if you don't want to be strict, you don't need to be. If you want everything to be loose, you can pass any data type for my argument, and the function can return any data types, then it's a possibility for you to work like that in PHP. During the course, we are going to use a lot of built-in functions in PHP, and we will write our own custom functions as well. But for now, this is the end of this section. Let's go to the next one.